Hey everybody, Ed Lemberger here with some more metaphysical musing. And today's topic is what does the impeachment trial and the coronavirus, what do these two have in common from a metaphysical perspective of the flow of attention energy? And as always, here's the disclaimer. Look, do I know what I'm talking about? I mean, who knows? But I do know one thing. It's your mind. Make sure it's you that's using it. So whatever you believe, whatever you decide, it doesn't matter what I say. You've got to put it through your own truth filters, your own intelligence filters. Believe what you want for you. And seize control of your own mind. Seize control of the flow of your own source energy that is always bubbling up from creation, creating and sustaining you and me and every other life form on this planet. Here we go. All of a sudden, the news is rife with this coronavirus. And it seems to me kind of, not every, but a lot of times in the spring here, we're coming up to spring, they spring on us. I guess this would be a pre-spring, some virus. Last year, I think it was the Ebola virus. Was that 2 years ago? I don't know, but the news is just filled with it for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden nothing happens. And did anybody really get the Ebola virus? I mean, maybe one guy did. I don't know. Maybe. Do they have the coronavirus? Maybe a couple of people do, and they're having some problems with it. But the thing is, they never show you a person who is actually infected with the thing. They haven't shown a person that's infected with coronavirus yet. And there's some people in some other countries, in China, I guess, they say that these people are infected with coronavirus. Then they say that these people perished. A certain amount of people perished from the coronavirus. And then they show all kinds of people wearing masks and everything, and they're stopping plane flights from different places. And they're taking all these precautionary measures, and the news media is filled with this information, and it's really all fear-driven, isn't it? Because I want them to show 10 people, not just one guy or one lady. I want them to show 10 people that are infected with this coronavirus, and let's see what they look like, and see what type of shape they're in, and let's see them now, if they're in full-blown infection, and let's see them 2 weeks from now and see what happens. Is this really something that is going to be a big problem? Especially, is it going to be a big problem in the United States, where we have pretty much pretty good water and plumbing and everything in the United States? And I don't know if it's going to be a big problem. My feeling is that in another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're not even going to hear anything about this virus anymore, and everybody will just be going on doing business as usual. But a couple of things happen here from a metaphysical perspective. Number one, we've got the impeachment hearings going on, or whatever they're doing with this impeachment. And that's kind of fallen on a flat attention scale, I think, for most Americans. They're looking at this whole thing, and it's not really gaining too much of an interest. Maybe it is. I don't know. It hasn't captured my interest too much. But if you look at it from a network TV perspective and from the major media outlet perspective, there's nothing that's really capturing anybody's salivary interest here to sell advertising. So I think this is an advertising sales flat tire, so to speak. Okay. Now, how can we get the people all juiced up again? Well, let's throw a virus at them, because people are so afraid of these viruses, So now what you're really doing is you're locking up people's mind into fear. You get people talking about it. And now people are tuning in to see, these pictures of people wearing masks and everything, and tuning in to see which plane is grounded and all this stuff because of some virus. And then they say 7 people have been suspected. That's what they're saying here in Wisconsin. 7 people have been suspected of having the coronavirus. 1 has been tested, and they don't have it. But we're waiting on the test results for the other 6 people or whatever. And you never see the people. And I don't know, the news people, I don't think they ever see them either. So nobody's got it. But the hysteria over it is, I don't know if it's hysteria, but the eyes of the people are into it because people fear this virus. So out of 330 million people, some people are coming down with an illness and they're attributing it to some virus. Do they really know? Now, I heard a doctor on there saying, maybe they're going to make a vaccine for the coronavirus. And then I heard another doctor saying, well, the coronavirus, it seems to be mutating every 2-3 weeks or at least every month. So it's going to be hard to make a vaccine against the thing because it's mutating so much. So, come on. I'm going to be doing some videos on health harmony, and this, fear is the worst thing when it comes to our health. So if we can remain free from fear, it's my belief, it doesn't have to be your belief, but it's my belief that if we can remain free from fear, this virus won't come after us. So I believe that there are laws of mind that attract or repel. I guess it would always be attracting, because the things that it would repel, they would never be attracted in the first place. So there wouldn't be any repelling. It's just attracting. So anybody who's not afraid of this thing, it's not going to come in and do anything to those people, because everything in nature has a role, and there would be no role for this so-called virus to fulfill in a person who doesn't want it there. Nature says yes to everything we think and feel. Nature doesn't say yes to what we say. Nature says yes to our internal vibration that tells us our true beliefs and knowings. So what it has to do here with this Trump, the impeachment hearings, is it's just a way to get everybody's mind on track again so they can sell advertising. And it really doesn't have anything to do with the virus. It's got to do with the fear that can be associated with this, so they can sell you fear. And it does a couple of things. It takes all the people that are afraid, it takes them tuning into it and believing this and setting them up for maybe doing another vaccination or something like that. So look at where the attention goes, and look at how they're lining people up to move their minds into a fear story. And with practice, they get everybody lined up into fear, into thinking into fear. And then the next time they need another recharge of advertising dollars, they can float another fear-type story. And I think all this stuff is happening in the collective unconscious. So we've got to start feeling good about ourselves. We've got to start feeling strong. We've got to start feeling absolute self-worth. And we've got to stop moving our attention and energy into this type of a paradigm here, because what we're really doing is we're setting our attention to move out of us and into the situation and the people that control the situation and the people that control the information about the situation. So our energy is being used. We're donor energy dominant, and the people who float the stories are receiver energy dominant. So if we look at this from the flow of attention, we're the donors when we buy into this stuff, and the TV networks and everything are the receivers. And then there might be a drug that comes against this. And look who are the biggest advertisers here. If you look on the nightly news, who are the biggest advertisers? It's the pharmaceutical companies throwing another drug at you. And you know, in these pharmaceutical companies, they're all looking for the next billion-dollar drug, as far as what I can tell. Okay, so if they can sell you on fear enough to where you're going to ask your doctor for some drug, and they can make $1 billion off of this drug, again, the people that are moving their consciousness into this, they become donor dominant, and the whole system that's being built is receiver dominant. Okay, so look at it that way. So, to me, no impeachment trial to divert attention from everybody. No virus story. That's my take on it. Am I right? I don't know. You've got to make that determination for yourself. So, what do I learn from this? I learned that it's better for me to be an observer, a play-by-play announcer, and I want to make that clear too. I'm not trying to be critical of the situation. I'm trying to be an observer of the situation. Okay. I'm just observing it. I'm not being critical. I'm just putting it, I'm stepping outside of it and moving my thoughts into observing what's happening and trying not to move my thoughts into streaming out of me into the situation from a fear perspective. So the Super Bowl is coming up on Sunday, so it would be like, instead of me having the ball in the open field here, having, and while the play is happening, and having the opposition come and try to tackle me, as hard as they can, I'm just describing the situation. I'm trying to stay out of it. I'm the play-by-play announcer, and I'm looking at it, and here's what's happening. I'm not putting my energy into it in any other way. I'm keeping my self-worth to myself. Okay? I'm announcing through my vibration that I'm absolutely worthy to receive every blessing that the laws of nature and the beauty of this creation has to deliver. And I'm gaining it right now. And that's my metaphysical analysis of the situation. That's my metaphysical analysis of what this coronavirus has to do with the impeachment. It's really got nothing to do with it other than the attracting the flow of energy and dollars out of the mass audience and into the institutions that are the receiver end of this flow. Again, Ed Lemberger, Metaphysical Musing. Please, no, you don't have to. I don't want to say please. If you want to, like my video, like it. If you want to sign up for my channel, subscribe to it. So, thanks everybody for listening, and I will see you again soon. Bye.